Well, I think when I think of customer journeys, it's all about what the voice of the customer is and what they're telling you matters to them, right? I always think it's about the right level of simplicity, right? Today, people want to get things done quickly, easily. They don't want a lot of headaches. I'm not sure people ever really wanted headaches, but that's what they want. And they want to be able to do it wherever they are. That's why if you're not thinking mobile, you're not thinking being where the customer is, you're never going to be there. That's one thing I'd say. Second part about customer journeys is it's really not with customers and financial services about buying products, right? People don't buy that many products from financial services companies. They use them a lot. They might use them to buy goods, right? They might use them to get a house. They're really not getting a mortgage, they're getting a house. So you got to think about what the customer's trying to do. It's probably the most important part of every customer journey. So the big new technologies in my mind start with the customer experience stuff. I call rich media. The ability to do things with video, with customer behavior things, biometrics. That's a big, big change, right? I think another big change here is a form of AI, think of as natural language processing. Siri, right? Alexa, Siri for financial services. I think that's a huge, huge change. That's fundamentally going to get rid of the keyboard in most interactions that people have. I really think it's your voice and who you are is going to become how you interact and not keyboard typing. So I think that's a big deal. Second thing I think is really big is data, right? It's either how you've organized data yourself, but how you use big data and analytics, AI, let's call it AI for now, although most AI is, it's new stuff, right? The ability to use data to customize experience for customers, as well as to change the back end, because you can't change the front end without changing the back end. Another part is ease of integration, ease of connectivity, ease of distribution, which you really get out of APIs and microservices. So I put those are, I think, the big bucket things right now that are fundamentally going to change the relationship that individuals and businesses have with providers of financial services. When I think of the future, the first thing I remember, and I tell my boss this every day, is the smartest people in the world do not work at Wells Fargo. The smartest people probably don't work at fintech companies either, right? They probably don't work. They're really, really smart. So what that really means is there's a lot of good ideas out there all over the world. And because of the ubiquity of mobile and Internet of Things, the burgeoning Internet of Things, and the ability to create pretty simple sandboxes for people to build out their ideas, you look out there, it's like, wow, there's a lot of different people I could work with to provide a really good service to my customer. I don't have to build this stuff myself. I can rely on somebody else to help bring portions of this thing together. So I actually expect there to be more partnering going forward, partly because of the ease of connectivity today, the ease of distribution through API, so you can mash stuff up yourselves together. So I think that's a pretty big piece. I think the big piece that kind of pushes against this a little bit, and you probably think I'm going to say regulation, but it's not regulation, it's privacy and what people really care about who they are, right? So, I think this view of privacy is going to be a much bigger thing than people think it is today. Like right now, today, I know my location privacy is dead, but my financial privacy, I really care about. My health privacy, I really care about. There's a few other things I really care about. And I really think the way you organize yourself to make people feel very comfortable that it's my stuff and nobody gets it unless I tell you it's okay, right? That ability to give ownership of the data to the customer and how it might get used with somebody else is really is fundamental to success. I think there's a couple issues when you start to think of collaboration. So one thing which I think we should all be a little better of, and it just has to do with fintech, is this thing we call mutual respect, right? And courtesy, which, maybe we could get a little bit of that in a lot of parts of this country right now, right? Because a lot of people just like banging at each other. So that's one thing. I think there's not enough appreciation of what both parties bring to the table. I have seen banks dismiss fintechs. I have seen and heard fintechs dismiss banks. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. We both bring really strong elements of things that together, when you put them together, can really create some compelling new services. But It requires us to open our eyes and our minds and our hearts to really want to collaborate. If you don't get the data organized the right way, with the right rules of the road about how you get access to it and how it's used, you cannot deliver the compelling front-end experiences customers want, nor change your back end to really make that work.